Hi, you've reached the new edition of What's on Scott's Mind, Off-Center Edition. Normally I center the camera so that you see me head on, but in this case I'm to the left side of my screen, uh, just to make things a little different. One of the things I've been doing, and I'm finishing up my chewing of breakfast there, one of the things I've been doing is thinking a lot about time. And not in the sense that it's relative and Einstein had a great theory, E equals mc squared, the theory of relativity, in which we talk about energy equals a mass times a constant squared in order to produce a velocity near the speed of light. Right? The energy required to move an object to the speed of light depends wholly on the volume of the object as well as the energy then that was required. So, but that is not what I was thinking about. I was actually thinking about how much time I have to do things. I'm working on a second book, a new book, as I've talked about. It's not a second book, it's actually my 8th or 9th book overall. But I'm working on a new book. And as part of that new book, the editor sends me updates. And so I have to spend Sunday afternoon doing the updates that the editor spends, because that's really the only time during the week. I don't have time during the work week to get things like that done. So I have to do it on Sundays. So based on that, I've decided to move this segment, What's on Scott's Mind, to Monday production, early morning. So this is the early morning hours. You can see behind me the blue sky. Beautiful day. It's actually in the 60s. Quite comfortable outside. Always nice to have a lower temperature day, as it were, to start out. But anyway, moving this segment to recordings on Mondays so that I can take that time that I was using for prepping this and do it on Sunday afternoon, right before I edit my book, and then actually record it on Monday, which gives me a little bit more time to think about it, make any modifications or anything that needs to ultimately happen. So all of those things considered, right? It's a new thing, a new way to do it. And it's not, by the way, that this is one of those epic, everything I do is perfect things. It's more, this is a work in progress. I'm trying to figure out what the right thing to do is. What's the end state for me, right? So one of the things that I noted the other day is, by the way, those are in my bulletin board there, things that people give me, Minion goggles and Matchbox cars, so on and so forth. People give me stuff like that I keep because it was a gift, and it's always fun to keep things like that. But it's also, an interesting. It's just an interesting thing for me. I like having things on display. I like having things around. You can see, and if I turn a little bit, normally I'm in front of the printer. You can see my printer, which is right there, and then on top of my printer are a bunch of things. Over the years, I've collected things. In fact, on top of my monitor on my desk is a whole nother collection of things that I interacted with and collected over the years, including my Google Home and my Alexa, and then some other things that people have given me over the years. I'm going to move some of them around a little bit because I'm going to replace.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
The big monitor in my office with a smaller monitor. Same screen size, just not as big. This is a heavy touch monitor. I just don't use it anymore. What I really need is a broader, easier to get to, smaller monitor. So preferably one that has, multiple HDMI in. I'm currently using an HDMI switch, and I have 4 devices connected. I have my older desktop that I do for email rules. I have my and email storage, but I also do that as my backup storage system. I have a Windows 2000 server, and then I have my desktop that I use. So each of those has a unique purpose and function in my day, and so I have them switching back and forth on the monitor. But it's just one of those things where it's a little easier if I had multiple HDMI in. Plus, I can clean up some of the space on my desk. So that's kind of what I'm thinking about, as it were, going forward. Anyway, the other thing is, obviously moving this to Monday, I've had some time to think about the process of moving it, and it becomes very important to me. Make sure that there's value in this, right? That I'm sharing things that people find interesting. So I'll leave you with that. My name's Scott Anderson. That was what was on my mind for the week of August 5th, 2025. Actually, it's August 4th. Oops.